I'd probably keep it out in the open though. We can start kind of right around here. Well, first of all, Happy New Year. This is my first post of 2020. Today we're going to look behind the scenes of my last two photo shoots of 2019. They're done in existing light with the Fuji GFX 50S and a little bit of film. But you won't see that today, I'm sorry, because I'm waiting on my developer. But on the upside, you're going to get a nice, very film-centered episode. One of my last shoots of 2020 was with Katie at Alex and Afton Vintage in Tyler. Actually, the former Alex and Afton Vintage. They're now probably, or very soon, open in Dallas, depending on when you see this. So we can just kind of... You'll probably stay closer to the outside of it. Caitlin didn't get to style this shoot, but she was so kind as to let me use the location, as I've done many times. Not having her around Tyler is going to be a challenge. It's going to be difficult for me to find locations sometimes. I'm not...
Oh, there's ants!
Oh no.
No.
We tried to shoot more on the couch, but it was full of ants. Like, seriously, I haven't seen this many ants since I woke up covered in ants one time when I was a teenager and got like 150 bites. Anyway, she actually didn't get bitten somehow, and crisis was averted, and I think we got some really good stuff. You'll notice I angled the mirror with her shoe, and that helped kind of aim the reflection so that the camera could see it. You never know what you're going to see behind a prop or an object in a photo, and it doesn't matter because the camera is blind to it. So I don't know if I would call a shoe behind a mirror a trade secret, but you know, it's something. Thankfully, we dealt with a lot of overcast on this day, so it was real easy to work with the light. The sun did poke out here and there, as you could see on the last setup of this shoot. Maybe you can see it better in person.
I don't think I've ever used that corner.
And a little bit when we were shooting under the shed, which I actually didn't get to record too much, but there are a few photos you can see from it. I'm not directly from Tyler, so I don't have like a house to go to or anything like that. So I just kind of just use locations. Like sometimes my models will have something to work with, or a lot of times I'll go to a park or some part of downtown, or we try to get permission from somewhere, and something usually seems to work out. But having Alex and Afton in Tyler kind of centrally located, it was really nice, and I've gotten really spoiled the last few years having that steady source of collaboration and inspiration and a steady supply of models and clothes and everything. And now it's all changing, and I guess that keeps with the theme of the new year. The new year is a great time for thinking about hustle, but this is also a great time for thinking about our goals. The literally named the bar. But it's also a great time of the year to remind yourself that life is not a desperate rush to grasp something immediately. I want 1,000 followers, but the pace is slow, glacial even. But in that pace, I build firmly and make good foundations. It's slow and steady wins the race, right? Are you the assistant? I turned 40 this year, and I'm single, and I think about that sometimes. I also think about career and art. I have no idea how to measure all of it, but I know I don't like measuring by a lot of the things other people seem to. Financial rewards, how many houses and cars and kids and things like that. It's cool if you do, but that's not for me. Rushing in makes a mess of things. How does one balance the go for it attitude and desire to work as hard as needed with the more reasonable aspects of life? I'm not sure. I just know it's worth it to pace yourself. Shortcuts cause problems. Desperation never wins a good reward. We hear the tortoise and the hare because it's a good parable. Desire is good. If you're desperate, use it positively. Channel it. You don't have to do it perfectly, but it's well worth it to listen to wisdom. 2019 was awesome. I was everywhere. Arizona, New Mexico, New York, Pennsylvania, Los Angeles. You get the idea. I have a lot of lofty goals for 2020, but first, I needed to do one last photo shoot for 2019.
Yeah. Maybe when it warms up slightly.
And once again, in keeping with the theme of change and growth and the new year, I found a new spot, as you've seen in recent weeks. I went out here recently with Maddie when we both got a little bit of unexpected time off, and we just did a spontaneous shoot. I shot more Ilford Ortho Plus film, so more stuff that you're going to see hopefully within a week or two. It was overcast, but the sun was also starting to cut through the clouds, and I liked that the light was behaving this way because not only did it present some nice possibilities for backlighting and dramatic lighting, but also it gave me some good different conditions to use with the Ilford Ortho film, which I'll get more into on the entry about the Ilford Ortho film. But anyway, when you backlight a lot, you also deal with some flat light on faces and stuff like that. And it also helped me look for things like pleasing shadow patterns and light patterns on Maddie's face, depending on where she was posed. Like I said, if you have backlight and your model's in front of you with no additional lighting, it can be real easy to have a flat light on the subject's face where there's no like sculpting shadows or light. So it can be nice to turn your subject into the light or find a place where the light is cutting through leaves and dappled and stuff like that. And that's why reflectors are nice, because it can add some shape back into your subject. I've been doing a lot of natural light photography, and a lot of people will resort to that because they are afraid of electronic flash or they think it looks fake. And that's not accurate, because electronic flash used well looks like not electronic flash. But also, if you learn how to use electronic flash, you learn how to use any light that you can find. And that's part of the challenge that I've been taking up lately. I've been trying to find natural light, and it's a challenge, a different kind of challenge, and I like it because it helps me stay more spontaneous than dragging a flash around. It can make the compositions lack energy, and I'm trying to have a sense of agency and energy in these photos, and I'm trying to do natural light photography to help aid that. Because if I don't like something, I can just immediately move to the next thing, or I can figure out a simple thing to add to it to give it the pop or whatever. I'm really glad that I got to go out one last time in 2019 and take some photos. So here's to 2020 and all the photos that we'll get to take. I'm definitely not sitting at home working on this vlog instead of celebrating 2020. I mean, look at this like raging party I'm at, dude. Like, listen to that music. I'm definitely not recording this on Instagram filters or anything like that. I mean, listen to that music I have definitely not added in post. Oh no, I'd never do that. That's crazy talk. I mean, I am raging. I am like super mega drunk and stuff. Yeah, no way. I am too much of a party animal. And you shouldn't think about what I've got planned for 2020 or anything cool like that, or Ortho Plus reviews. So yeah, subscribe and turn on notifications. Like this video, I really appreciate it. And shout out to my patrons who might be partying with me. You just can't see them because this frame is so tight. Yeah, Happy New Year. See you next week. Yeah, that's the party ceiling fan. Look how real this looks.